What's up everybody? Andrew and Rory here for another episode of $1,000 Car Guy. We're going to be opening up a brand new jack that I bought, I don't know, 3 weeks ago and have not had a chance to open up or get around to. But we're going to open it up and then we're going to get back to work on the Datsun. I can already tell you it's a lot lighter than most of the other jacks I've used. Again, most of the jacks I've used have been truck jacks and they've been pretty, you know, beefy in general, but this thing is so much lighter than the rest of them. Ooh, that's a nice feature. I mean, it's not really weighted that way, but nice feature. Need to take out this little spacer block. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Let's check out the instruction manual to see if we're missing anything. So we just read through the instructions pretty quick, and it basically just tells you how to use the bleed screw on it if it's not pumping correctly or if you need to add or subtract fluid. My first test is going to be removing those wooden blocks you see. I actually had to put them under to get my dad's jack out so I could give it back to him, and I haven't had one since until Leon and I went and bought this one. I want to point out that this pad on top isn't metal, it's like a rubberized plastic or rubber, and it's much softer, but it has these little prickly things on it to help grip things.
It's not a question of where he grips it.
Boy, it is fast, isn't it? Let's remember that for next time. The next goal of this project car is to be able to get the car down to Leon's shop so that he can fabricate the engine and transmission mounts. In order for that to happen, I need to find a way to ratchet strap the engine and transmission in place. Leon may be giving me a helping hand for that possibly tomorrow. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm gonna do my best to remove this fender again, get rid of all the extra crap that's gonna be in his way, because he doesn't need 90% of this car in order to fabricate those new mounts. I have not looked at this thing for a little while. Makes me feel bad for not doing anything. And that was the hood slamming shut. One final test I'd like to do today before the day ends. I wasn't able to use my dad's jack in the front of the car because the car sat too low. Leon cut the springs in this previously when he owned it, and basically any normal jack can't fit in the front, especially since the tires are all kind of flat. So as you can see, I've got the front tire up on 2 pieces of wood, maybe 3, I'm not sure how many are tucked underneath there. But I'd like to get the jack, put it under the front of the car, lift up the car, then pull out the wood, then lower the jack and see if I can get it out. If I can, this jack is now going to become extremely useful. I think I'm just about maxed out on this jack. I'm just a smidgen too far away to get that wood out. Now let's lower the jack and see if everything still works. Wow, this thing moves real fast. But that's a good feeling. It has been a while since I've seen this thing on the ground this low. I think I need to play with the bleed screw to make sure that the jack doesn't let out so fast. Yeah, she's pretty low. My knees are about as high as the front of the hood is, so it's pretty low. Now I think I'm gonna mess around with one of my 3 lawn cutting devices. 1, 2, 3. So it's the next day. Leon showed up.
Oh, here I am.
And like a boss, he did what I couldn't do in 1 month in a matter of about 10 seconds. So the engine is already being held up by the cross member. I didn't even notice that because I just kind of dropped it where it lied. where it lied, lewd, and then Leon ran a loop with this really sketchy ratchet strap around the tail shaft, and then it's just being held up by a block of wood. But right now the engine is in the bay, not falling down. The transmission's not falling down, so basically it's ready to go to Leon's. It is amazing how this car looks just the way it is right now, even missing the fender, just being back on the ground. So we're going to start opening